We're learning more about how law enforcement was alerted to a double homicide that was the start of an 8-hour shooting spree across two cities. Deputies say the suspect, 34-year-old Shane James, killed 6 people in that time frame. 3 others were injured, including 2 police officers. But it took hours for investigators to link the shootings to a single suspect. And tonight, more details are emerging on this complicated case. We've got team coverage for you tonight. Megan Reyna spoke with BCSO and breaks down what we know so far about the timeline of events across Austin and San Antonio. And Andrew Moore delves into the suspect's history and what is known about the crime scene here in Bexar County. We begin tonight with Megan Reyna live from the sheriff's office. Megan?
ECs, we know from the sheriff that these homicides in Bexar County happened sometime between 10 Monday night and 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. They believe that that victim, 34-year-old Shane James, shot and killed his parents sometime during that time period at his parents' home. The sheriff says the victims were shot in the upper body, and the sheriff says James then stuffed them in a tiny room in the house. He says James then took off in his parents' car to Austin. That's where he's accused of shooting at 7 people, including 2 officers, like you said, and those officers did survive those injuries, but 4 people died as a result of those shootings. Austin police eventually caught Shane James around 7 on an Austin highway, but by 7:45 is when BCSO got a call from Austin police to do a welfare check on the suspect's parents' home in Bexar County, and that's what led them to discover those 2 bodies. He says his investigators have not been able to interview the suspect yet, but the sheriff says Austin police attempted to question that suspect last night.
I don't know that there was any rhyme or reason to how he selected his victims at all. Nothing that we've been made aware of. And my understanding was that last night he clammed up. He started an interview with them and then he clammed up.
And so right now, Shane James is facing capital murder charges out of Travis County, but the sheriff and district attorney said that they are looking to file those charges in the next few days here in Bexar County. He could either face murder or capital murder charges here. There's a lot left unknown or left to question about who this suspect is. Now, the sheriff and the district attorney did reveal a lot of information. I want to bring in Andrew Moore right now, who's going to go over the background. He's joining us live outside that house where those 2 people were killed last night or yesterday. Andrew?
Yeah, Megan, it turns out that deputies have already been to this home twice. We found out that they actually arrested James for assaulting a person in that home, but there seem to have been gaps where law enforcement just did not follow up. The Bexar County Sheriff's Department told us today James was arrested for 3 assault charges in that home back in 2022. He assaulted his parents and a sibling. His parents then said they didn't want him in jail and they agreed for him to come back home on an ankle monitor. James cut that ankle monitor off the next day, but no law enforcement agency ever followed up on that case. Bexar County deputies then came back to the home more than a year later because James was having a mental health issue. The deputies then realized James had warrants out for his arrest. But James shut himself in his room, and Sheriff Javier Salazar says they didn't have the authority to go in and get him because he was only wanted for misdemeanors. James's father said he would work with the deputies to facilitate the arrest later, but he never called them back, and law enforcement never followed up. Finally, yesterday evening, law enforcement found the parents dead in that home. Neighbor Maria Huerta says James still has a brother and sister, and she is urging people to pray for their family.
They need to lift up every single person and definitely the brother and sister, and any other family members that were related to Mr. Shane and his wife. It's very important to lift them up in prayer, especially at this time. I mean, they're going to need every support that they can get.
And the sheriff also told us today they need your help narrowing down when James allegedly murdered his parents. They are asking for anyone who has seen this vehicle on their Ring cameras yesterday morning to call the sheriff's office. They're also asking anyone who heard gunshots during that time yesterday morning to also call the sheriff's office. Meanwhile, James is in Travis County Jail. He is being charged with capital murder of multiple persons, and he may be held without bond. EC's
Andrew Moore reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Andrew. And stay with us, of course, for the latest details in this story, both on air and online. Just head over to our website, KENS5.com.